Out here, trust isn't optional. It's essential. That's why crew around the world rely on Asperton Insurance Advisors. Built by former yacht crew, we know the risks, and we know how to protect you. Medical emergencies, mental health, active lifestyles. We've got you covered 24/7. Discreet support, personal service, global reach. Asperton Insurance Advisors, designed for life at sea. Visit asperton.com today.
So welcome to your 5 minutes of self-care. And yeah, you see me now. This is boat show time where dark circles, long days, and I still ensure, which is a non-negotiable, I meditate and I do my self-care practice. And all of you guys who work now on board of Yacht and you are at a show, I have a lot of respect for your dedication, your commitment, and the long hours of work you put into place, especially at the end of the charter season now. And for those of you who head out towards the Caribbean for the winter season, make sure you take some time to reset and rejuvenate. There's a reason why I have chosen to step out of yachting. And once you have experienced any kind of different conditions in your body, you make choices. And I even, with my client now being here in Cannes from Singapore, I literally have to also make sure that I set my boundaries and I can say in a nice way, no, I need to rest or I need to do my other work. So I have many different hats on me. And I'm currently working also on my own startup. But it's beautiful to step in back in the world of yachting and look at the beautiful craftsmanship. So I definitely have a soft spot for that industry. And today I'd like to speak to you about that no one really can tell you how your self-care regime or routine should look like. Even if I have created a course which is online on my website, geraldinehardy.com, there's actually a special promotion going on until the end of September, where I offer a 3-hour course, which is divided by 9 videos of 20 minutes, easy to digest information, and gives you guiding tools on how you can create your self-care regime, routine, and it pretty much informs you and educates you on the nervous system, immune system, how energy works, how your brain works. And it's quite interesting. So I have packed everything in there from my last 27 years of studying and certification. And even if I have created this course, I always emphasize that your self-care is your own choice and what works for you. I cannot tell you like early in the morning when you do have certain responsibilities, or if you are a family father or a mother, that you should not have a look at your phone and check in that everything is okay with everyone. I'm not going to say that because, yes, we are in a technology culture and we are overusing, maybe misusing our iPhones. However, that's not me. Whatever you choose, what is your self-care, like waking up and having 5 reasons why you're grateful for before you reach out for the phone. And having your movement practice. This can be yoga, tai chi, qigong, but it can be swimming, running, functional movement, your gym, whatever rocks your boat. Unless you just dedicate some time from the 24 hours, even if it's 1 hour, which is 4% of your entire day, to yourself. And if this means just having a long walk with your dog, being in nature, staring at the sea, whatever you need. And no one really can tell you what you need. I emphasize that because when you maybe come across people or you have friends or loved ones and you can see that they are running themselves down and you have not been asked for recommendation or advice, it is also not our place to say something. This is just how it is. Because honoring each other's journey is very important. All of us have their own path, their own journey, their own healing. In the Kabbalah, we call it also their own tikkuns, certain fears and healing we need to take care of in this lifetime. And we're only here, if you have a guide, if you have a coach, to give practitioners and people tools so they can help themselves. Even if I'm trained as an alchemy healer, which is a quantum healing technique where we bring people into their past lives with a light hypnosis and working with the theta brainwave, it does not mean that I am healing them. I'm only just guiding them into a state of being that allows them to neutralize that specific trigger of their trauma or find the root cause. For me, it is the most important thing is the root cause, even with disease. So when I got sick with my autoimmune disorder or with the tumor, I looked at where and when did I choose to give my power away? Where and when did I choose to allow something outside of myself to have so much power over me and my vessel and my not only physical being, but my emotional, mental, spiritual being and my wisdom body? Because we all carry an innate wisdom that is unique to oneself. And what is important is to reawaken this wisdom and remember this wisdom. And I give you an example. For instance, with the tumor in my left breast, I could remember. I know exactly when it happened, at what incident and confrontation I had. And knowing when that happened, I was able to heal exactly that specific experience that I endured at that time and space with my energy signature. And I neutralized it. And I forgave not only the other person, but I saw the most important factor, I forgave myself because I allowed I enabled it to happen. I enabled someone else outside of myself or a circumstance to take control over my own well-being. Listen very carefully to my words. I enabled and allowed something outside of myself to take care or take over of my well-being. Yes, responsibility and accountability. We all come here on this planet Earth with a set of lessons we have to go through. And if we do not learn a specific lesson, we will experience a similar lesson again and again until we understand how we maybe have to change oneself, because the common denominator of that lesson is yourself, oneself. It's not the other person's fault. And when you understand that and you take responsibility and accountability for your own thoughts, words, and actions, then I may say it becomes easier. It does not mean that you will not go through challenges. Yes, we still go through challenges, but we also understand why. We have to grow. So for instance, if you would like to invite a soulmate in your life, be that person. Be that person that you would love to date. Love yourself so much that you understand When people ghost you, they gaslight you, take that power back within yourself and walk your own talk. Meaning, if you have a fling with someone and you understand, okay, I've allowed that to happen at that time and space, also know that you bring the power back within. Say like, okay, there was an experience. Now I know. I keep the power within myself. I'm not going to be attached to that experience. For the ladies out there, you want to find your soulmate, then take care of yourself. Yes, be that independent person who does not need a sugar daddy to pay you to drink. Yeah, I know. I'm so... Rhea is going to smile at this when I'm saying this. Once you actually earn your own money and when you take care of your own finances, your investments, which I don't say to you that's very easy, depending also on how you grew up. And especially for those of you who have grown up under entitlement and grew up in a very wealthy household, it may be even more difficult. And once you have understood independence, it also means that you exude a different energy and vibration around you. If you have not understood that and there's still remnants of, oh, I would love to find a savior, then we will still attract the same narcissists, the same kind of guys who they literally can feel it, but they get also repelled by the neediness and wanting to find a savior. And then that person is going to run for the hills. That's how it is. That's how manifestation and energy works. You know this from yourself. If someone comes to you and this person needs something from you, you will also say like, hey, whoa, give me a break. I need to step back here. That's very normal. So for the ladies out there, take care of yourself first. Love yourself so much. If you wear or if you buy something nice for you, do it for yourself. If you put your makeup on, do it for yourself. If you look at yourself in the mirror and, love yourself the way how you are. If you go to the gym, you do it for yourself. If you buy yourself this handbag, you do it for yourself. Not because you want to be accepted somewhere, not because you feel like you want to be more attractive, this thing that the Botox is going to just make me look more attractive and I want to attract more guys. No. Always be aware of the intention. And this is actually for every one of us. Be aware of what intention you put behind everything. Your thoughts, your words, your actions. Because they have a really key role in how we can manifest anything that we wish in our life. Using our words, for instance, complaining is a very lower vibrational energy. And we sometimes don't realize, and I'm currently working on this on a day-to-day basis, and I find it very challenging sometimes, to not complain, to be careful that I don't gossip, because we maybe say something about another person, which is actually no, don't say anything. Just be quiet. That's why these Vipassana meditation retreats, if you maybe know them, of 10 days where you're just in silence, which can totally drive you bonkers. I mean, I've done one of those in Australia when I lived there. Oh my gosh, I almost lost the plot. However, these meditation retreats are very good because we sometimes use too many words. We don't need to. And we don't. And also when we were training at the Shaolin Temple, we did not speak until after our first practice. In the morning, we meditated. We did not speak. We had breakfast. There's a holy silence. After breakfast, we maybe spoke a bit, but we then trained. And then first after the first training session, which was around maybe 10 o'clock, we spoke. And if practice that. It's actually very soothing. The words are important that we choose, and I may say that now, and I may have complaint now on this podcast. But please bear with me. I'm working on that. So I've been studying the Kabbalah with David Ginam, a very knowledgeable master in his own way. And it speaks to me, this kind of spirituality. And check it out. Please check out my self-care course and see, and direct message me anytime if you have any questions. You will find me at the Monaco Yacht Show at the Captain and Crew Lounge. I'm going to teach 2 early morning classes, early morning before your shift starts and afterwards. And we're going to have some tea talks on self-care, on self-responsibility, on self-transformation and development. Namaha, namaste.